In this video, we will go over an introduction to the POUR principles of accessibility. The POUR principles help guide accessible design. The acronym POUR, or POUR, stands for perceivable, operable, understandable, and robust. These 4 principles are the foundation of the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, or WCAG. Within these principles are 13 guidelines. These provide basic goals that authors should work toward in order to make content more accessible. With this framework, authors can better understand the success criteria and implement the techniques. We'll dive into the 4 principles and break them down to learn more about the purpose of each guideline. We'll start with Principle 1, Perceivable. The goal is to ensure that users are able to process the information we present to them using at least one of their biological senses: sight, sound, and touch. For example, we need to provide ways for visual content, like images and graphs, to be accessible by people who can't see. Text alternatives can be read out loud by a screen reader or could be converted to Braille. If someone can't hear, then the audio content is completely unusable, and multimedia, such as videos with sound, are much less useful than they could be. For this reason, it's important to provide captions, transcripts, and audio descriptions when needed. Something to keep in mind: digital text is the most universally accessible format available. It can be converted into many other useful sensory formats, such as text-to-speech and Braille. Principle 2 is operable. The goal is to make the input methods of web content functionality available to a wide range of input devices, such as mouse or touchpad, keyboard, touchscreen, voice recognition software. Features such as navigation or interactive components must be functional no matter what input device a person is using. For example, keyboard users must be able to navigate into a drop-down menu, select a link within that menu, or move past the menu completely if they want to, all without using a mouse. Principle 3, Understandable. The focus of this principle is all about presenting content in a clear and consistent manner. This means that content is understandable to all, and that our content is consistent and predictable in both presentation and functionality. Another aspect is to help users when they are filling out forms by avoiding mistakes and allowing them to be corrected. In addition, providing helpful error messages will assist the user and let them find and correct mistakes. The 4th principle is robust. This principle is all about making content work with all browsers, user agents, and assistive technologies. This is because not everyone uses the same digital tools. There are many different operating systems, browsers, versions of browsers, assistive technologies, and technology that doesn't even exist yet. Users should be allowed to choose their own technologies, which empowers them to customize it to meet their needs. Despite all of these differences and the unknown, the expectation is that the web will work no matter how it is accessed. When you are creating digital content, you can ask yourself these 4 questions. 1. Perceivable. Can the user access the information with one of the 3 senses: sound, sight, touch? If you have audio, is there a text transcript? If you have images, do they include alt text? 2. Operable. Can the user interact with multiple input devices? A good test for this would be to see if you can navigate the content using only a keyboard. 3. Understandable. Can the user understand the information or how to use the component? Ask, is the text and language of the content easy to read and understand? 4. Robust. Is the component compatible with assistive technologies and different browsers? Following these 4 principles will help establish a solid baseline for accessibility and pour success into your digital content.